NEBOSH IGC Element 13, Physical and Psychological Health Hazards and Risk Control. Welcome to Phani EHS Info. In this video, we'll focus on Element 13, Physical and Psychological Health Hazards and Risk Control. You'll gain a clear understanding of the physical and psychological hazards in the workplace and the essential measures to manage these risks. We'll provide an overview of this element and highlight key exam questions to help you prepare effectively for NEBOSH IGC Paper 2. Physical hazards. Let's start with physical hazards. These include risks from noise, vibration, radiation, and temperature extremes. To control these risks, it's essential to implement appropriate measures such as engineering controls and personal protective equipment, PPE. For instance, using noise-cancelling devices to manage high noise levels or providing proper ventilation to deal with extreme temperatures helps to safeguard employees from physical harm. Psychological hazards. Next, we turn to psychological hazards. These encompass risks such as stress, bullying, and other psychosocial factors that can affect mental health. Identifying these risks involves recognizing signs of workplace stress and poor mental health. Implementing measures like effective workload management, providing support services, and fostering a positive work environment are crucial for mitigating these hazards and promoting mental well-being. Health promotion. Finally, let's discuss health promotion. Encouraging healthy lifestyles and well-being initiatives can greatly benefit overall worker health. Providing support for mental health and stress management, such as access to counseling services or wellness programs, helps employees manage their health proactively and maintain a balanced lifestyle. Next, we'll review important questions from this element that you need to know for NEBOSH IGC Paper 2. Outline the advantages and disadvantages of earmuffs. Advantages. Provide a good reduction of all sound frequencies. Can be integrated with other personal protective equipment such as a hard hat. Visible and thus provide a good monitor of their usage. Reusable with a low risk of infection. Disadvantages. Possibility of incompatibility with other forms of personal protective equipment. Reliability might be affected by the presence of long hair, glasses, or earrings. Might become uncomfortable when worn for long periods or during hot weather. Need to be regularly maintained and provided with dedicated storage facilities. Outline the advantages and disadvantages of earplugs. Advantages. Easy to use and comfortable. Available in a range of designs and types. Disposable and thus do not need to be stored after use. Disadvantages. Need to be correctly sized to fit the individual. Effectiveness decreases with usage. Interfere with communication. May cause hygiene problems if not kept clean or if the user has an existing ear infection. What control measures can be introduced to protect hearing? Introduction of engineering controls such as the use of acoustic absorbent materials to aid soundproofing. Increasing the noise travel distance by using baffles. Fitting silencers, example, on exhaust pipes and pneumatic equipment. Fitting anti-vibration mounts and replacing metal gaze or bushes with those made of plastic. Provision of soundproof enclosures for particularly noisy equipment. Introducing a program of regular maintenance and lubrication of the equipment. Switching machinery off when not in use. Limiting exposure by job rotation or reducing the time of exposure. Providing and wearing personal protective equipment such as ear defenders. Introducing a regular program of audiometry screening and checks. What are the health effects due to exposure to high noise levels? Auditory effects. Acoustic trauma, sudden hearing damage caused by short bursts of extremely loud noise such as a gunshot. Tinnitus, ringing or buzzing in the ear. Temporary hearing loss, also known as temporary threshold shift, TTS, which occurs immediately after exposure to high noise levels. Recovery occurs after time in a quiet place. Permanent hearing loss, also known as permanent threshold shift, PTS, progresses constantly with continued noise exposure. Permanent and irreversible hearing damage occurs. Noise-induced hearing damage cannot be cured by medical treatment and worsens with ongoing exposure. What are the engineering controls to reduce noise? Silencing. Suppression of noise operated by the flow of air gas steam in ducts pipes by the inclusion of absorptive materials or baffles. Absorption. Used to reduce noise using materials such as foam or mineral wool. Damping. Primarily used to reduce noise radiating from large panels by increasing the stiffness of the panels. Isolation. Physical separation of people from the noise source or reduction in structure-borne noise by vibration isolation, like flexible pipes and anti-vibration mounts. What are the noise measurement terms and techniques? Frequency. The pitch of the sound, measured in cycles per second and expressed in hertz. Decibel, dB. A unit of measurement of the intensity of sound, measured on a logarithmic scale. Weighting. A method of measurement used to match the characteristics of the human ear, filtering the sound so that the sound level meter is less sensitive to very high and very low frequencies. Noise measurement techniques. The use of a handheld meter to carry out spot checks. The use of personal noise dosimeters to give a time-weighted average. The use of an octave band or frequency analyzer. The use of a pressure meter to measure static sound levels. What is whole body vibration, WBV? Whole body vibration, WBV, refers to the vibration transmitted to a worker through contact with or support from structures like seats or floors that are themselves vibrating. Physical effects. Fatigue and headaches, stomach problems or motion sickness, back pain, which can lead to permanent injury, shakiness shortly after exposure, insomnia. Control measures. Selection of low vibration vehicles. Choose vehicles with minimal vibration levels. Seat design. Use seats that are sprung, damped, and adjustable. Route maintenance. Provide level routes and maintain them in good condition. Driver instruction. Advise drivers to avoid rough ground and follow designated routes. Speed adjustment. Modify vehicle speed according to ground conditions. Floor and footwear. Ensure a suitable floor surface and appropriate footwear. Vehicle maintenance. Regularly maintain vehicles and ensure correct tire pressure. Exposure limitation. Enable regular brakes and job rotation. Information and training. Inform employees about risks and precautions. Health surveillance. Implement a regular health surveillance program. Describe ionizing versus non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation. Emitted from radioactive materials in the form of directly ionizing alpha and beta particles or indirectly ionizing X-rays and gamma rays. High energy potential capable of penetrating, ionizing, and damaging body tissues. Non-ionizing radiation includes ultraviolet, visible light, infrared, and microwave radiations. The wavelength is too long to ionize atoms, primarily causes heating rather than ionization. Controlling exposure to ionizing radiation. Time. Minimize exposure time. Distance. Increase distance from the radiation source. Shielding. Use shields appropriate to the radiation type, example, paper for alpha particles, aluminium for beta particles, thick lead or concrete for gamma rays. What are the types and occupational sources of non-ionizing radiation? Types and occupational sources. Ultraviolet light, welding or excessive sun exposure. Visible light, artificial lighting or display screens. Infrared, lasers. Microwaves, cookers, radar, or mobile phones. Radio waves, communications transmitters. Electromagnetic radiation, high voltage sources. What are the health effects of non-ionizing radiation? UV light, photokeratitis or arc eye. Infrared, retinal burns, corneal damage, cataracts. Microwaves, burns to the skin, damage to internal organs. Radio frequencies, heating of skin and internal organs, premature skin aging, possibility of skin cancer. What are the health effects of ionizing radiation? Blistering and ulceration of the skin. Radiation sickness, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Hair loss. Sterility. Cataracts. Genetic cell damage. Fetal defects. Cancer. Outline the engineering means to reduce noise levels. To reduce noise levels in engineering. Source control, modify designs, use sound-absorbing materials, and isolate vibrations. Path control, use enclosures, barriers, and duct linings to contain or block sound. Receiver control, position noise-sensitive areas away from noise sources and use soundproofing. Operational measures, maintain equipment, schedule noisy operations wisely. Regulations, follow noise regulations and conduct audits. Innovative tech, implement active noise control and advanced materials. Training, educate staff on noise control practices. What are the health effects from vibrating handheld tools? Vibrating handheld tools can cause several health effects, primarily due to prolonged exposure. Key health effects include hand-arm vibration syndrome. HAVS. This condition includes symptoms such as vibration white finger, VWF, reduced blood flow to the fingers, leading to whitening, numbness, and tingling. Numbness and tingling, loss of sensation in the fingers and hands. Reduced grip strength, difficulty holding or controlling tools due to weakened muscles. Carpal tunnel syndrome, compression of the median nerve in the wrist can cause pain, numbness, and weakness in the hand and fingers. Musculoskeletal disorders, chronic vibration exposure can lead to pain and discomfort in the wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Circulatory problems, vibration can affect blood circulation, leading to cold, numb fingers, and other vascular issues. Joint pain and damage, prolonged vibration exposure can contribute to arthritis or joint pain over time. Increased risk of injury, reduced sensation, and grip strength may lead to a higher risk of accidents and injuries. Proper use of vibration damping tools, regular breaks, and adherence to safety guidelines can help mitigate these health risks. Thanks for watching. For important questions and answers, and to learn about the remaining elements of NEBOSH IGC, please subscribe and follow my channel.